Good morning, good day. This is your girl, Dr. Tay, here with another morning message. So I wanted to talk to you about something that's near and dear to me. And I feel like I have so much to talk about as it relates to this subject that I'm going to actually do 2 parts to this video. So I want to talk about friendships. I know that topic is near and dear to me because as someone who has moved around a lot and moved to remote places where, I didn't necessarily have family close by, in many cases, like, my friends became my family. They became the people who, looked out for me, because, the nearest relative was maybe, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours away. And so I really take my friendships very seriously. And I think that's something that I've always kind of done since I was young. But I think I started to see them a little bit differently after having this experience in college where I had a friend who betrayed me. And it was a significant point in my life because, it was the first time that I'd really experienced anything like that. I had situations where, making friends in elementary school, figuring out, who are the real friends and who aren't. I kind of went through that phase. And so for me, this was someone who, was part of my inner circle that I trusted. And there was just this unfortunate situation where that trust was lost. And that's not the premise of this topic, but I remember when I was going through that experience, my mom said to me, sometimes people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And that really resonated with me. And, I still believe that to this day. Because when I think about that particular friendship and that situation, I see them as being in my life for a reason. There was a lesson that I needed to learn from that experience that, would be important for me moving forward. And at the time, I thought the lesson was the reason was that, I needed to learn, how to be more selective with my friends or learn how to, listen to my intuition and all this stuff. But it wasn't until many, many years later where I had an opportunity to reconnect with that person, and they apologized to me for what happened, that I understood the true lesson, which was the lesson of forgiveness. So I'm someone who had always said, I don't like to hold grudges, I don't like to hold things against people. And the moment when that person apologized, it was kind of a reassuring moment for me because I had forgiven them. It was over 10 years at that point that situation happened. So of course, forgiveness was inevitable because I had, understood and learned and, was able to move forward. But it was great for me to kind of see in that moment what forgiveness really looked like, being able to practice what I was preaching. And so while it was, a sucky situation at the time, now I'm able to look back and understand the true significance of that, and understand the true significance of forgiveness as it relates to that situation. Now, in terms of friendships being in your life for a season, I think that's particularly important when I think about my friendships from different places that I've worked or in different places that I lived. Those are the people who, we looked out for each other. We had our own little community. We were able to become a support network for each other. And while those friendships were very, very important in that situation, many of those relationships kind of dissipated. We may stay connected, but we're not nearly as close as we were before. And I think that has to do with the fact that that particular season is over. We transitioned to other places, and now we're able to, stay connected, but stay connected in a very different way than we may have before. And so I'm going to stop part 1 of this video here. And tell you to have a wonderful day and think about the friendships that you have in your life and, consider whether or not they're in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Thank you.